How's it going, Euro Football Daily? A few years back, we listed a number of players we thought should retire due to age, form, and fitness. So it's about time for an updated version. Let's go. 10. Diego Costa. He may only be 32, but Diego Costa's career has seemingly been on standby ever since he left Chelsea 4 years ago. The former Blues man was one of Europe's most feared strikers in the mid-2010s, scoring 20-plus league goals 3 times between 2013 and 2017. Following a falling out with Antonio Conte, Costa's excellent 3-year spell at Stamford Bridge came to an end, and his €60 million return to Atletico Madrid left many to anticipate a second coming in the Spanish capital. But it of course hasn't worked out like that. Injuries instantly became an issue for the former Spain international, missing 62 games across the following 3 years, and not once playing as many as 1,500 La Liga minutes in a season. His shots per 90 dropped to as low as 1.3 in the 18-19 campaign, and never got anywhere near his 3.5 he averaged during his peak years. Falling down Diego Simeone's pecking order after the arrival of Luis Suarez in 2020, Costa terminated his contract with Atletico Madrid halfway through the campaign due to personal reasons, although it was generally understood that he wanted to find a new club and regular first-team football as soon as possible. But despite links with Marseille and Trabzonspor, he remains without an employer. Costa's time at the top level looks over right now, although will happily be proved wrong. 9. Phil Jagielka. You can't deny that Phil Jagielka has had a superb career. A 2-club man, the Englishman came through the ranks at Sheffield United and helped them to get promoted to the Premier League in 2006, before spending 12 years at Everton, where he became club captain, even wearing the armband for England in one game. But over 2 decades and almost 700 appearances later, the time has surely come for Jags to call it a day. Having been back at Bramall Lane since 2019, the centre-back has been able to experience life in the Prem at his boyhood club once again. But with his contract up this summer and a 39th birthday coming up too, his playing days look all but finished. And while he's been an important figure in the Blades dressing room, he's hardly played, notching up just 6 league starts over the past 2 league campaigns. The veteran has done well to stay in the English top flight for so long. What better time to bow out than now and become a coach at Sheffield? 8. Demba Ba. The second former Chelsea striker on our list, Demba Ba has had a more interesting career than most. First coming to prominence under Ralf Rangnick at Hoffenheim, the former Senegal international went on to have a successful career in England, China and Turkey, where he won league titles with Besiktas and Istanbul Başakşehir. But as this video goes out, Ba is a free agent, following Başakşehir's decision to terminate his contract in April 2021 after reports of clashes with manager Aykut Kocaman, with the player himself suggesting he was considered too strong and opinionated at the Fatih Terim Stadium. Ba scored just 5 league goals this season compared with 13 the year before, as his side put up a fairly laughable title defence, flirting with relegation and finishing the season in 12th. He may still be in decent shape, averaging over 3 shots per 90 in the Turkish Super League, but it's likely his days of contesting European competitions are over, despite scoring against Manchester United in the Champions League this season. At 36, Ba suggested he has 2 years left of his career and is even keeping a return to England open as an option. But unless he's talking about the lower leagues, we just can't see that happening. He may be better off making a head start on his planned development program based on young players' psychology, which he has apparently already discussed with former coach Rangnick. 7. Borja Valero. It feels a little harsh to include Borja Valero here, as the Spanish midfielder's contribution to Serie A has been somewhat underrated since he first joined Fiorentina back in 2012. But with his 37th birthday coming up next year, it's clear the former Villarreal man is far from the player he once was. Known for his all-action displays in the centre of the park that included energetic defensive work as well as an ability to pick out attackers and drive play forward, Valero has gradually declined in the last few seasons, last playing over 1,500 league minutes back in 17-18, and registering just 3 goal involvements since then. He now creates a chance less than once every 2 games, and has hardly played at all since returning to La Viola from Inter last summer, making just 4 Serie A starts in 2020-2021. Tipped for a move back to Spain this summer, Granada are supposedly interested, but we're not sure we can see the veteran starting regularly in a top European league once again. 6. Juanfran. It's mad to think that just 2 years ago, Juanfran was still a key part of Europe's fiercest backline at Atletico Madrid, but as his former employers celebrate a first Spanish title in 7 years, the right-back is still without a club. having seen his contract with Brazilian giant Sao Paulo expire early in 2021. Having returned to his homeland to ponder his future, the veteran right-back, who was actually part of the Spain squad which won the Euros in 2012, may well decide that hanging up his boots is the best option. Last year it was reported the former Atletico Madrid man was planning on returning to the Wanda Metropolitano after retirement to join sporting director Andrea Berta's team, although a more recent report has suggested that he's interested in returning to South America and turning out for Boca Juniors. Either way, it doesn't look like the Spaniard has long left on the field. Having failed to land any trophies in Brazil, one last stab at silverware in Buenos Aires is no doubt tempting. However, we expect to see him back in Madrid sooner rather than later. 5. Mario Mandzukic. Seen as a short-term fix when Milan signed him on a 6-month deal back in January, Mario Mandzukic's return to Serie A was incredibly underwhelming. Signed in part to help the club deal with an injury crisis as it chased an unlikely Scudetto, the Croatian striker ended up sitting out 13 games on the treatment table himself, registering just 1 start and over 200 minutes of league action, failing to score or create a goal as the Rossoneri scraped Champions League qualification. His move to the San Siro followed a 6-month spell out of the game after leaving Qatari side Al Dahel, where he made just 5 appearances, meaning his last 2 years have seen him play almost no football at all. A swift fall for a player who as recently as 18-19 remained a key player for Juventus. Having just turned 35, Mandzukic will no doubt feel he has a lot more to give, but his lack of fitness and playing time makes it unlikely that a big club will come in for him. The former Bayern man left the international game on a high after announcing his retirement not long after firing Croatia to a historic World Cup final. Right now, he's in danger of seeing his club career fizzle out. 4. Daniel Sturridge. One man whose career is seemingly fizzling out is Daniel Sturridge, who last played over 1,000 minutes in a single league season all the way back in 13-14. That was of course his greatest ever campaign, firing 21 Prem goals alongside Luis Suarez for Liverpool, and while he stuck around at Anfield long enough to get a Champions League medal in 2019, made just 16 league starts in his final 3 seasons in the English top flight. His short spell at Turkish side Trabzonspor was relatively fruitful, with the English striker scoring 4 and assisting 4 just over 500 minutes of action, but he was released by the club in March 2020 after receiving a 4-month ban for betting offences, and he has yet to find a new employer. Over the last year, the former Chelsea man has been busy in the gym, but having played no games in so long, it would potentially take him months to regain full match fitness if he was picked up. And with most clubs working with much tighter budgets than they were 2 years ago, whether he'll even find a suitor is a big concern. Still only 31, hopefully we'll see Sturridge back on the pitch one day soon. If he remains out of the game much longer, retirement might end up being his best option. 3. Wilfried Bony. Another former Premier League star whose career has been incredibly stop-start over the past 2 years is Wilfried Bony. The former Swansea striker never truly recovered from his disappointing spell at Man City in the mid-2010s, last starting over 10 games in a season all the way back in 2015-16. Following a loan spell with Qatari outfit Al Arabi, the Ivorian saw his contract expire at Swansea in 2019 and took until the following January to find a new club. And by the end of 2020, Bony was back out of work, having left Saudi Arabian side Al Ittihad. Back in Wales and training with Newport County, having struggled in sessions with the Swansea first team, he revealed in January 2021 that his agent was talking to clubs across the world about the possibility of signing him. But while he insists he has another 3 or 4 years left in the professional game, the 32-year-old has also had his own fitness issues over the past few campaigns, which has no doubt been a reason why he's had such little interest from clubs in top leagues. Bony may well have to call it quits sooner than he'd like to. 2. Gianluigi Buffon. With a staggering 1,107 appearances for club and country across a 26-year spell in the professional game, Gianluigi Buffon's career is up there with the very best, even if he will likely end without a Champions League medal. However, even after confirming his second exit from Juventus, ending his time in Turin by lifting his 6th Coppa Italia alongside former teammate Andrea Pirlo, the veteran keeper still isn't calling time on his career just yet. And in some ways, you can't blame him. In 3 years since his 40th birthday, the Italian legend has made 72 appearances and has been played in big games too. But at 43, his supposed ambition to get back in the Azzurri setup for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar seems pretty far-fetched. The former Parma stopper has claimed that the summer of 2023 will be the definitive cut-off point for his professional career, but has also revealed that he could hang up his boots sooner. Unless he can somehow find a way into Pep's Man City or Julian Nagelsmann's Bayern, he should probably quit while he's ahead. 1. Goran Pandev. Another player we'd like to see go out on a high is former Inter Milan striker Goran Pandev, who will lead North Macedonia out for the Euros this summer, having fired them to their first ever major tournament. 38 in July, and with his contract with Genoa also expiring, now seems like a logical time for the veteran to call time on his playing career. And at the end of 2020 revealed he was planning on doing so after the championships. But having previously said he would retire before going back on it, you never quite know with the workhorse striker, who famously won the treble with Inter Milan back in 2010 and has racked up a record number of appearances and goals for his country. One of European football's most universally loved figures, he's also maintained a great level in his twilight years, hitting 7 goals and 3 assists in less than 1,500 Serie A minutes this season. Physically, Pandev may be able to play for another season or two, but in many ways, Euro 2020 will be the pinnacle of his career, and what a way to finish that would be. So those were our 10 players who should retire this summer. Is there anyone we've missed or anyone else we should have included? Let us know in the comments below. As ever, if you enjoyed the video, hit like, hit subscribe. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you later.